Oh, okay. Hi team. First of all, I say I apologise in advance for the state of me and if this video gets all rambly, but I'm horrified I'm even doing this because I don't go in photos. I definitely do not go in videos, but I'm just hoping this is going to help you. All of you have various different stages of your business at the moment, but there seems to be a common theme that you are finding it hard to fit all of the work that Jamberry is generating into the time that you have available, because we're so busy pushing our businesses forward, we're leaving a trail of chaos behind. So I have a system that I've set up in order to stop that feeling of being disorganized. For me, I work 50 hours a week as a childminder, and obviously I have 2 children and they have all their activities as well, but I am managing to fit Jamberry in, and as you know, I am going up the levels and so on, and you know, we're growing a nice team, and I want you to be able to do that too. The only way you can do that is literally by setting up a system that is very simple. It is very simple to use. It is very simple to run with going forward, so that every single time you create a contact, you create a number within your business, and as you know, it is a numbers game, you can very quickly, simply put that person, that number into your system, and then put that person through your process. That all sounds very complicated. It's not complicated. Basically, I'll give you a scenario. Say, for example, you have given out samples. You've set up a nail biting challenge. You've done a summer fair. You've done a pamper evening. You've had a party online. You've had a party in your house. It doesn't matter what it is. Those will have generated customers, numbers, right? So what do you do then? Do you have them in a notebook? Do you have them on an Excel spreadsheet? What is your system? And when you've done that, you've moved forward and you've shared Jamberry with those people, how do you follow up? Do you think to yourself, you know what, I've got an hour free on a Monday morning and the kids are not around, I'm not doing my day job, I'm not doing anything else, I've got an hour to really work my business. So do you sit down for that hour and you think, okay, I know I gave some samples out last week, so I need to follow up on those people. Now, where did I put those details? And you're ruffling through. This is me, by the way. This is what I did. You're ruffling through your notes and your papers, and you pick up a piece of paper and you go, oh, look, I've got lots of people all scribbled on there. Oh, look, I've got another one scribbled on there. You find it. You type out a message to that person, and then you think, oh, God, I had a party. I haven't followed up on those people that ordered. Their customers have actually ordered. Okay, where did that go? You find that and you do that. Clearly, with all the rummaging around and so on, I am not working smart. I did not make the best use of the little bit of time that I had, and I didn't finish it. So then it's hanging over my head, I'm panicking, I haven't got another hour to do this until another day or whenever. Therefore, I came up with a system that made things really simple, and Jamberry, as ever, have helped. I'm sure you've seen the customer profile sheets. There's a variety of sheets that they've created, and I have put them all in our group. So you can download them, print loads of them. There's customer profile sheets, there's goal setting sheets, and there's now party sheets, and you need all of them for this system. I cannot recommend them highly enough. So what you do is print out a ton of those customer profile sheets. I've got one here, I shall show you just so you know which one I'm talking about. These, right? Print out loads of them. Don't just print out how many you need now, print out extras, print out blanks, okay? Now, what you're going to do with those is, a customer is not just a person who has bought. A customer is a person who has taken a sample, they've given you their details because they've taken a sample. It could be a 7-day challenge, it could be an accent sheet, doesn't matter what it is. You've given them something to do with Jamberry, you've shared with them, and they've given you details back. Write those details down on a sheet. You will not be able to complete the entire sheet. You may only have the person's name and the email and the fact that you gave them a sample. Doesn't matter. Brilliant. Put it on a sheet because they are a number in your business. You may have a sheet for a person, and I'll see if I can find a sample here while I'm talking to you. And you may have got masses of stuff on there. You know, okay, here's one here. Got loads of stuff on there. This particular person, okay, I have their name, I have their address, I have their email, I know they're married, I've got their telephone number, I said where I met them, they've ordered from me, that's on there, I know what they've ordered. They've also won a prize, so I've put that on there as well. I've also put on there the fact that they're having their own party. I haven't had it yet, but they are having a party, so that's on there as well. Here's another one. This one here, I haven't got her phone number, I haven't got her email address, I contact her through Facebook, but I've got on there that her favourite colour is purple and she doesn't like anything too bright. And the reason I know that is because she won a prize on the flower game, and she chose not to have a party. But in talking to her and getting a relationship with her, I discovered she's got 2 teenage daughters. She asked me to just choose something for her that was purple and nothing too bright. I actually sent her the June hostess wrap because I had 2, so it was free. And I sent her a catalogue so that she could show the girls. And I've written that on the sheet. It is on the sheet. Now, if I hadn't written that on the sheet, there's no way that I would come back to this and I'd go, oh yeah, that lady, she's got 2 teenage daughters and she likes purple and nothing too bright. And I remember now where she won, you know, where she got the wrap. You can't retain that information, not a chance. Use these sheets. Now, once you've filled in these sheets and you've written down as much information as you can about each one of those customers, no matter where you found them, whether they bought, sample, doesn't matter, write a sheet for every person. You then get yourself a lovely shiny folder. And you then do A to Z. These are just cheap ones I found. I mean, it's nothing fantastic, but it does the job. A to Z index tabs. And you put everybody that you have a profile sheet for. Now, these are my spares in the front. These are my blanks that I was talking about, yeah, in the front. Easy access. So in here, every single customer has a sheet and they're filed in alphabetical order. And there they stay. You don't take them out and put them in a follow-up folder and then take them out and put them in a customer folder and then take them out and put them in another folder for party. No, you put everybody in this one folder. And then you do a series of tabs. Now, I've bought, but ironically can't find at the moment, I bought a series of mini post-it notes. They're only really tiny ones, but you can use anything you like. But I wanted to be able to write little notes on them. And you write your little notes on your post-it note and you pop it on that person's sheet, on their profile. And the reason you do that is that when you come back to that, I've got 1 hour available on a Monday, what am I going to do to really work my Jamberry business? Because I know that follow-ups create more motion in my business. What I do is I say, right, I am going to follow up with all the people that had a sample. And I go through my folder and they could all have, for example, yellow post-it notes. I can see at a glance. Every single yellow post-it note. I have got all of their details there. I don't need to faff around trying to find all the information to be able to deal with this situation. And so I sit and I'll type out my standard text for following up on a sample and I personalise it. Don't send out messages that are obviously just copied to everybody. It's not nice. None of us like to get it and it is spam. Personalise it, which is where these sheets are brilliant, because I can now say to that person, for example, I really hope you liked that June exclusive wrap. Was that the right purple? Got a new one that's just come in and it's this purple and da. You can personalise it, and that's where the relationship comes in, and that's what people like, and you will definitely make sales if you do that. So anyway, I digress. You've got your hour, you sit there, you work out your basic text that you are going to send to everybody. You do the first one, you copy that text. Then you go and you flick through. You might take a yellow sticky off that person's sheet because you followed it up. You might put another one on there now, but you might take that yellow sticky off because you followed up that sample. Flick to the next yellow sticky note. Open up a message, paste in your basic text. You can see various details on the sheet potentially. You might not, so you might just change the name. Do that one, off it goes. Take the yellow sticky note off. You do the next one, the next one, the next one. However many you have, it doesn't matter. It could be 5, 10, 20, 50. But as you can probably tell, this is a very quick organised system. So what you would do when you send out samples, as I showed you, I've got my blank sheets at the front of this folder. Fill in a sheet. Put that person's sheet in the alphabetised section, wherever they should go, and put a yellow sticky, if that's the colour that you're going to use. Put a yellow sticky on, because you know that that's going to need following up. And when you follow it up, you take the yellow sticky off. Really hope this is making sense. And so you've done a whole block of them. Now you could be doing orders. Orders could be pink sticky notes. Every time you do a party or you do a bulk sale, a bulk order rather, and you post out orders, you stick a pink sticky note on that person's sheet. And you know when you've got that block of time, half hour, whole day, doesn't matter what it is, and you are going to work your Jamberry business, and you say, right, I'm now going to send out follow-up messages to the people who actually bought from me. Now, on these sheets, there is a section where you can write down exactly what they bought, which I find particularly helpful, especially when we're putting orders in carts and we're not putting it in per person. This person did a sheet, that person did a sheet, that person did a sheet. No, we put them in, so we put all three together and we get a free one, which obviously, by doing that, doesn't generate a list of information as to who bought what. So it does get very confusing. So that's why you put it on this sheet. You can always write on the back, it doesn't matter. 2 sheets for one person. Who cares? It's your system, it's your business. But it all puts it there in the one place. Again, do a simple structure for your email. Copy it, personalise it. Now what I do, I have a Word document and I put in blocks of text, because you are going to be repeating yourself again and again and again and again, personalised slightly, but again and again and again, because it's a numbers game. So you're not going to have 10 customers and then no more. You're going to have hundreds. Going forward, maybe thousands of customers. Who knows? But you have to say the same thing again and again. So don't keep repeatedly typing it out. I have it in a document. I put it in a Word document and I go, right, I'm going to do samples. Right. Grab that, copy, dump it there, message, personalise the message, off it goes. Dump it there, personalise it, off it goes. And I can always go back to that. I'm not reinventing the wheel. That's a good time saver. So if you've got blocks of text, you think that's useful, I'm going to have to say that again, dump it in your Word document, dump it in a Facebook Messenger to yourself, it doesn't matter, just keep that text because it saves having to rewrite it. Or equally, if you've seen somebody else has done something, reword it yourself, let's not all copy, but it saves time. It saves time. So that's customers, and you'll be surprised how many you have, but that's how I follow up. Now, these are all my customers, and then I go back here, and in the same folder, let's keep it all together, I have parties. Print out party sheets. Now, you might have had one launch party, you might have had 10 parties, and going forward, you'll have plenty. But you do 1 party sheet per party. These are fabulous. Again, it's all the information you need in one place. Let me just get one out. You need loads of blanks in the front, because when you do a party, when you book a party, start filling out the sheet. You might only have the name and the date to start off with. Start filling out the sheet. So, with these, you put your notes in the top, very useful, bit of back information about the person that's hosting, where you got them from. They could have popped a balloon in the party, they could have done one of your games in your VIP group, they could have been in an in-home party, it doesn't matter. Just put some notes just to remind yourself, and then you can empty your brain and you've not got all this information flying around. It's really helpful to look at these here. These are suggested posts that you could put into the party. don't do them all. That party would go on forever and ever. You know, just pick out what you want to do, and equally don't keep copying the same party. You need to change your parties up. If Facebook keeps seeing the same party again and again, then they can block you. So just change the picture, change the text slightly. You don't need to do much. But equally, if you have someone that's been to one party, like your launch party, and they do their own, they're not necessarily going to want to do the same thing. This bit here is important. Right, so where are we? Bookings. Who popped a balloon in your party? Write it there. Who's recruited, or is there a lead for recruits? Pop it there. And down here, you put the people that came. You don't put the people that were invited. With all these parties, they seem to be, inviting 50, 100 people. They don't turn up. Write down the names of the people that came, and you follow up with those people. You invite them after the party to come into your VIP group, whether they've bought or not. Would they like a sample? And so on and so forth. Now, the people on this list are important. This is where you carry on creating leads from something you've already done. If you had people in your party, or in this party, and say there were 10 people, let me think this through. Say there was 10 people and 5 people bought. Well, obviously they're going to have a customer sheet created already. So that's another 5 people. It's another 5 people that they haven't got a customer sheet. Now, you don't want to lose them because they had enough interest in Jamberry to come into the party, but they might just not be ready yet, or they might have some questions to ask. This is where you reach out to those people, and you could message them and offer them a 7-day challenge. You could message them and ask them if there's any questions or any concerns that they had, the reason why they hadn't tried or bought. There's a whole list of different ways you could get them back on board. But without having filled in that form, you are going to have no idea that those 5 people potentially slipped through the net, and they are numbers. They came to a party. They know all about Jamberry because you've already shared it. So now you've just got to try and get them on board. Those 5 people are people that you would follow up with. You would try and create some form of relationship with. Offer them a freebie, offer them a one-to-one session. Whatever you decide, it's your business, it's up to you. But this is where, if you don't have a structure and a system, numbers will go through the cracks, and you will lose the opportunity. If they liked it and you don't follow up with them, they might find another Jamberry consultant, which would be a shame because that's potential business and sale that you've lost. So, fill in your party tracker. You can see at a glance who you need to follow up with because they've bought, because now they've got a party sheet, a customer profile sheet, and they'll have, if they've bought, maybe a pink sticker. If they haven't bought, they haven't had a sample, but they've come to a party, follow up with them, get a sheet going, and chase that person. That's how you're going to make sales in this business. And it's such a simple system. It's such an easy way of doing it. With the party tracker, as soon as you book that party, someone says, yeah, I'll have a party. Fantastic. It's there. It's all there. Even if you only fill in the party host's name and the date and where they came from. That's it. Because you're not going to have all this other information, but you've started your paperwork. You've got them in the system. I've got loads like that. I haven't filled in the rest of it yet because I haven't sorted it all out yet. But they're in the system. I'm not going to forget them. I hope this is making sense. I really hope this is making sense. So, last sheet in your system. Goal tracker sheets. I know it sounds boring, but if you haven't got a goal, you haven't got a clue what you're working towards. And Jamberry are brilliant at creating lots of goals. As we've seen, there's loads of incentives. I'm doing incentives. But you have to know what you're working towards or you'll get really confused. So, goal tracker sheets. This is the one I did for June. Filled it all in. I don't know if you can see that because it's not very clear. I filled it all in. I got every single goal. Now, you might not achieve your goals. Things happen, life's life. But you've got it written down. You've got something to work towards. You know what's going on in your life. You might have a busy month. I'm away in August. I'm away half of August. And so August is going to be really tricky for me to get any goals because I'm not around. but it's even more important for me to write it down and work out, okay, how am I going to achieve those goals, because I'm not here for 2.5 weeks. So what you do with these sheets is on this side you fill in the maintain. Maintain is where you are. So with Jamberry, we all start as a consultant. So for example, last month in June, I hit lead consultant. Now, in order to maintain that, I have a certain amount of PRV that I need to get. I have a certain amount of TRV, so team revenue volume, that I need to get. And I also have to have a certain number of active legs. So I write that down here, because that's obviously what I'm going to try and maintain. I write that down here. Now, here you put your why, and I'd really like to hear all of your whys because I haven't heard them all yet. And over here, this is advanced. Actually, let me use the bright one because that one's not printed properly. This is how to advance. If you go onto your workstation, your dashboard, there's volumes and earnings at the top. If you click on rank gap on there, open that up, that's full of useful information. I'm in there all the time. And in your rank gap, it will show you where you are and what you need to move up to the next rank. That is what you need to put in here. So in order to advance from consultant to advanced consultant, from advanced consultant to senior consultant, and so on, it will tell you what you need. It's the easiest place to find it. So you put that in there, you know what you need. So you can see at a glance. And then here, this is things that you would like to talk to me about, or your team manager, which is Peter Maris. We're both available. We're always willing to help. So please don't be afraid to ask a question. It doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter if you think it's a silly, insignificant question or it's a major question. Just ask, because we're definitely here to help. So that goes in there. So you just remind yourself that, oh, actually I must ask Kate or Peter about whatever it is. That goes in there. Now, this bit down here is really helpful. This bit down here is where you can see clearly how you are going to either just maintain or try to advance, because down here is your timetable. Now, say you need a certain amount of PRV. We all need 200 each month to stay active, and when you're active you then get commissions and overrides off any team that you might have. But also at 200 you get a 3% bonus on your own commission. So it's worth getting active, and usually there's incentives that come out of Jamberry for doing just that. So for example, this month in July, the new one, which I'm not sure if you've seen this morning, came out in Jamgram. If you get active and recruit one person, there's an exclusive wrap for just this month. It's beautiful, I really want it, and you would get it, and so would your recruit. Last month in June, as we all saw, the incentive for getting active by the middle of the month was an exclusive banner and some stickers. And so there's things going on, and I'm doing incentives too. So you do need that. Now, say for example, we're just going to get active, okay? So this month we're just going to try and get active. We need 200 PRV. Now, don't look at it as 200 PRV, because that's quite a lot to achieve. If you've just got a quiet party, or you break it up. Let's look at it at 4 lots of 50. That's a lot nicer to think about. You could do buy 3 get 1 free deal for 45. So that's almost there. That's a lot easier to think about. So you could do a party and you might get a few sales in there, and you could do another pampering, you might get a few sales in there, and so on and so forth. So break it down, and that's where this comes in. We're all chasing parties and so on, one-to-ones, pamper evenings, summer fairs, whatever it happens to be, it doesn't matter. You write them in here. And as I've said to you all many times, front load your month, because we will all be chasing our tails at the end of the month. But if you front load your month, if you're able to, and you put as much in as possible at the beginning of the month, then you are more likely to have achieved what you need, and then the less you can go for something else. You can try to rank up or something if you've got what you need at the beginning of the month. So fill that in. Fill that in. You can change it. You can do what you like, but it's really helpful to see where you are. And again, I have blanks in my folder, and I also try to fill in a month ahead so I can see where I'm going. But that's me. You might not be trying to go up the ranks of Jamberry. You might just be, you've decided just to stay as a consultant or advanced consultant or whatever. We're all on our own Jamberry journey. There's no pressure for you to do anything that you don't feel comfortable with at all. But I just wanted to show this system to you because it works, basically. And it makes things a lot easier, and it utilises the little bit of free time that we all have, or time that we all have to work our Jamberry businesses, and it works and it makes it efficient, it makes it easier. So every time you have a sample, an order, a party or anything, fill in those sheets, put them in that folder and do some sticky notes or tabs or however you choose to do it, and you can see at a glance what needs to be done. You don't have to sit for an hour, 2 hours, half a day or whatever. You could do a little bit here and there, because you could just chip away at those sticky notes, those follow-ups that need to be done. I hope that helps. I know I've waffled on. I try to fit as much in as possible. Any questions whatsoever, ask me on the group. And please, please, please do not share this video with anyone. It's just for you. Anyway, bye team.